Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. I'm so excited to be stamping with you today. I have a beautiful card to share with you, and while it's kind of an unhappy thing because it's a sympathy card, I think it's really pretty, and it's the kind of thing that I have requests for all the time. Sympathy cards and masculine cards are the two biggest things that people request me to show. So I'm excited to share this with you. All right, so let me share with you how easy it is to put together, and I used gray colors, shades of gray, not 50, just 2. Let's make that clear. 2, not 50. This is smoky slate, and then I have a layer of basic gray in there as well. And it could be that it's a rainy, cloudy, gray day that I chose these colors, but I think I'm going to show you something that'll perk it up just a little bit. So let me show you the pieces that I'm using. I have 11 by 4¼ inch piece of cardstock that's cut the hot dog way. If you are an elementary school person, you might have heard that. I didn't actually learn that until I was an adult, I might add, but anyway. That's beside the point. Okay, so I have that folded. Then I have my 2 layers here. This is 3 3/4 by 5, and this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it just gives you that little skinny edge that hangs out. Now I'm going to use the stamp set Heartfelt Sympathy, which is a really nice set. It's got great sayings, and what I love about this set is it's got innies and outies. So the outie would be the stamp that I used on the outside of my card. Get it? Outie. And then it also has the innie, which is a saying that you can stamp on the inside of your card. And this might sound bad, but it's less room you have to write in if you stamp something on the inside of your card. Just putting that out there for you all. Okay, to do this, I'm going to use my basic gray ink pad. This is the archival gray, which I love because it dries nicely and it's good solid gray. So if you were to watercolor, it would look lovely. I have inked this up and I'm going to stamp it onto my card. Voila, perfection. And then all that I'm going to do is take and add some little flowers and pearls. I'm using the Tree Builder Punch, which has this adorable little flower. I use this all the time. I'm going to tell you something though. The retired list just came out this week, and this little punch, which is a set of 3, it's part of a set of 3 that has the star and the heart, is being discontinued, and I personally believe that is wrong. I use this punch more than I use this punch, but I love these. You need to get these. If you don't have them, you need them. And so I just highly recommend that. And I might even throw this in the section on my blog with the supplies, just so that you know it's there and you should have it. Okay, so sorry, I just reached for some cardstock. So on here, I used vellum to attach these flowers. You can kind of see the glue dot behind. It's actually the stamping that's sticking through, or peeking through, I guess I should say. And I love the vellum because it's really soft and subtle and pretty. But I also thought that this card could maybe use a pop of color. So I'm going to try some Pool Party cardstock. And I really think any subtle cardstock, any of the subtles cardstocks would be great. So for instance, you could use, saffron. Saffron's really pretty with gray, I think. Or you could use Pink Pirouette, Blushing Bride, what have you. Any of those would be pretty. I might also add something else while I was doing this, and I was jabbering on. Notice how when I punch this, I have no cardstock poking through any of the other parts of the punch. It makes it punch super easy. This big punch with all those different pieces is harder to punch than just a regular punch image, like one of these that you need to purchase. Sorry. But it helps if you don't have cardstock peeking out. In addition to that, you get less of the confetti that is all over the place, because this kind of drives me nuts, especially when you're punching this tiny stuff. It's hard to tell between what you want and what you don't want. So that's just a little tip. And that goes for any kind of punch that has more than one image on it. Whenever you use just the one part of it, it works better in my professional, varied experience mind. Okay, I'm going to pull my piercing mat in here. And I'm going to take this is a paper poker piercer, whatever. And I'm going to take the back of it and I'm just going to go like this. And what I'm doing is creating a little dimension, because if you've learned nothing from me, it's that I like my cards to be slightly dimensional. Okay, so I'm going to take and then just adhere those with glue dots. Easy, easy, easy. Again, glue dots are so helpful for most every stamping project. I use them in mass quantities. I'm always ordering more glue dots and more dimensionals. I go through a lot. I personally believe I use more dimensionals than Bruno Bertucci, but he can answer to that one. That's a little inside selfie thing. We like our dimensionals, us demonstrators. Okay. So, Kylie, you're going to have to let me know how many dimensionals you guys have ordered this year. All right. I have then the one last thing to add, and that's pearls. So I'm going to take, and you know these teensy tiny little pearls? I'm going to use those. Now, this will probably kill you if you can't do this yourself, but I just pick those up and stick them on. If you can't just pick up that teeny tiny eeny weeny little pearl, here's a tip for you. Take your scissors, and I like to just kind of push it off of the backing, because then the adhesive goes with it, and then place it down where you want and just push on it. Then I have to refoof my flower, because of course pushing down on it will smash it. I'm going to use one of the big ones down here. I shouldn't say big, it's just the next smallest, or it's the medium size. Okay. And by the way, on these, you get these strips, and these were of course created to use individually. I never, or as a whole strip, as in you pull the whole strip off and use it as one thing. I don't ever do that. Rarely anyway. So what I do is I just snip in between, and that breaks up the adhesive that connects them. And then that way you can use them individually, which I think is just brilliant, as always. And then I will place my last one in here. I actually swear to you, I'm better at doing this with my fingers than with my scissors, but I know some of you can't do that. Okay, my friend Deb says I have nimble fingers. All right, so I've repoofed my flowers. I think they look pretty. I do like that pop of color. It's very nice. And then I just realized I should have done something before I did the flowers, but that's okay. I'm going to, well, actually, let me show you what my solution to this is, because I do this all the time. So I want to do spritzing. You see I have my little spritz on my original card from my marker. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. But what I'm going to do is cover up the little flowers that I have already put on there so that there's no spritzing on those, because I want to keep them nice and neat. And I don't know that gray spritzing is going to be super attractive on my, pool party flowers. So what you can do, and I do, like I said, I do this all the time. It's usually with a strip of cardstock for a greeting or something, or maybe a punch. It's easier to cover, but I'll just take these flowers, set them over the top to protect my pretty flowers, and then I will do my spritzing. Okay, so again, to spritz, I'm just going to place my marker, the felt, or the tip of my marker, not the felt, the tip of my marker in the cap, and then I'm just going to flick it. You want to put a little weight behind it. You don't want to just carefully, I watch my customers do this, and sometimes they're just like, oh, nothing's happening. You gotta push. Put your back into it a little, you know? Okay, but don't go too far. I often do that. So I'll put this back on, and then see how there's little spritzes on there? But now my flowers all pretty because they're protected, and I can reuse my spritzy flowers by just turning them over, and then they're perfect on that side. Oh my gosh. I know. You're welcome. All these fabulous tips I love to share with you. Okay, I will simply place this onto my layer of gray and adhere it. On my sample, I actually roughed up the edges, and to do that, I used this tool. We had this years ago. We don't have any distressing tools right now, but that's all you do. This is actually a thread cutter, I think, in real life, even though we've come up with an alternative use. You can also use your nail to do this, your fingernail if you have them. It works pretty well. It gets a little hard if you're doing a bunch of these cards though. You can also use the edge of your scissors. Okay, any of those things will get you pretty much the exact same result. All right. And then finally, I will just adhere it together. I know my videos can be kind of long sometimes, but everybody seems to enjoy the stories I tell while I'm jammering on. I will just put my adhesive on the back like so. And then I did add some of this silver ribbon. This is satin. Silver satin ribbon. I do believe this is on the discontinued list too, which is kind of bad because I haven't been using it very much. I think that's one of those things where I was kind of hoarding it because I didn't want to use it because it's so pretty and it's so soft and nice. But now it's on the discontinued list, so I should probably just really get to it. I do like it though. Okay, so I will trim this. There's one other thing on the discontinued list, and I'm going to mention it in my blog post as well. That is these scissors. I use these as ribbon scissors. And can I just say, these cut like a dream. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. So normally if you had a pair of scissors, you'd never be able to cut a super accurate, nice, perfect, teeny little bit off. Oh, you can do it with these scissors. They are amazing. So anyway, if you don't have a pair of these, I also recommend those. I've said my piece. If you're a local customer though, I have a few pairs of these on hand from a freak ordering accident. So you just let me know because I have them here and I'll give them to you without tax or shipping. You did not hear that though. Okay. All right. And then finally, I'm just going to adhere this with pop dots. There you go. I hope you liked this card. I hope it inspires you to make a few of these to keep on hand because they're really simple. I think any color flower would be gorgeous. Remember, if you place an order for any of these supplies, go to my blog and there's a link in the description of this video. When you order through me, you become a Creativity Cave VIP. I have fabulous perks for my VIP members, and I would love to welcome you to my VIP rewards program. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love sharing my passion for stamping with you, and if you could share this video to your friends, I would be so appreciative. Have an awesome day. Happy stamping. Bye.